2024 latest disaster blockbuster. The Japanese version of Godzilla is shocked. Late World War II. On an island in the Pacific Ocean, two dogs piloting fighter jets landed on a military base here. He's a kamikaze. The end of Japan's defeat is doomed. The two dogs are unwilling to carry out the order of glorious martyrdom, so he lied that the plane malfunctioned and had to land here. However, the shrill alarm broke the peace of the night. People wake up from their sleep. It was originally thought to be an American attack, but under the searchlight, a terrifying monster suddenly appeared. Godzilla rushes straight for the sentry tower. It directly smashed the simple sentry tower to smithereens. Everyone was stunned by this terrifying scene. Some say Godzilla is a monster from the deep sea. Captain sees this. Get everyone under cover. I don't want to let this monster go. He ordered Ergo to use the large caliber on the fighter jet. Machine guns eliminate this threat. Dog 2 is worried that it will anger Godzilla. With great reluctance, but slowly crawled into the plane. Under everyone's anxious waiting, the two dogs did not dare to make a move. Due to excessive fear, he couldn't even look at Godzilla. Just then, a soldier is overly nervous. Finally, his hand shook and he fired. After the gunshots rang out, more people are starting to shoot actively. After being attacked by humans, Godzilla let out a roar, then launched a fierce attack on the cover. In front of this behemoth, soldiers are like ants. Godzilla one bite at a time. Blink of an eye. Kill all the officers and soldiers in the base. Dog 2 was unconscious in the explosion, so I got away with it. The next morning he finally woke up. Unexpectedly, only he and the captain were left in the morning, and the others have all died unfortunately. The captain blames the two dogs. If he hadn't fired, everyone will not die. Soon the war finally ended. After Japan's defeat, some officers and soldiers fled back to Japan. However, when he returned to his hometown, at this time, Tokyo has been reduced to rubble. Due to the massive airstrikes by the US military, there are ruins everywhere. I saw the two dogs come back alive. The neighbor's sister-in-law spat on her face. It was his inaction. This place will be bombed by the US military. His parents were killed in the bombing, and they started to tidy up the site. But winter is coming soon. Hungry and cold people abound. Accidentally, a young girl handed the child in her arms to Ergo. He evaded capture and fled the scene. The kind two dogs are waiting hard. Finally, I waited for Xiaohui's return. Seeing two dogs as kind-hearted, Xiaohui followed him home. It turns out that the child is not Xiaohui's, but the orphans left by this war. Seeing mother and son alone, the two dogs took them in. However, raising a child is not easy. After knowing that Xiaohui is not the biological mother of the child, mean neighbor sister-in-law opens the purse generously. He used his little food, gave to the child. In the blink of an eye, March 1946 came. Dog 2 has finally found a high-paying job. Xiaohui is very happy. With salary, they can finally solve their own food and clothing problems. During the war, daily parties are in. 60,000 mines were planted in the nearby waters, and his task is to eliminate these hidden dangers. Xiaohui, who learned the truth, was very angry. But high risk also means high reward. If he doesn't go, Xiaohui and the children will starve to death. Because they have money, they can survive. So a makeshift team. Mine clearance began. 2. A humble wooden boat is their means of transportation. There is a cutting cable between the two ships. After cutting the mine's cable, the mines will surface like balloons, and then detonate it with a machine gun. And that clears the mine. July 1946. The United States carried out a nuclear explosion on Bikini Circular Island. A violent explosion. He woke up the sleeping Godzilla again. A few months later, an American warship was attacked by Godzilla in the nearby waters. According to US military monitoring, Godzilla will arrive in Japan in the near future. The two dogs are working at sea as usual today. Every time I think of a huge warship floating on the sea. However, judging from the damage, it doesn't look like a weapon attack. Rather, it was more like some kind of large animal. Wanton destruction. Just when everyone is confused, a large number of dead fish suddenly emerged from the sea. According to the experience of two dogs, when he met Godzilla on the island, and we saw this fish, the two dogs tried to warn everyone of the danger. I didn't expect Godzilla to jump out of the sea in the next second, destroy the other ship directly. This scene caused everyone to panic. The captain drove Mary away at full speed, but Godzilla followed, and he got closer and closer. Everyone hurriedly took out the mines to block them. After throwing it into the sea, when Godzilla approaches, the captain immediately detonated the mine. However, after the violent explosion, Godzilla was unharmed. Seeing the terrifying unknown creature approaching, the captain told the two dogs to use the machine gun quickly. However, in the face of machine gun fire, Godzilla feels nothing. Then the crew threw another mine. However, they only found out when it detonated. The wire has been broken at some point. See the mine in Godzilla's mouth. 2 dogs quickly fired machine guns. And the mine was successfully detonated. The power of the explosion nearly overturned the boat. When people come back to check, and Godzilla had fallen to the surface. Surprisingly, Godzilla has amazing resilience. It's just the blink of an eye. Godzilla's wound healed itself. As Godzilla prepares, when activating atomic breath, several shells suddenly hit him in the body. It turned out to be a Japanese warship, although Godzilla was thrown into the sea. But this act also completely angered him. After returning to Godzilla, he swam towards the warship. He rushed straight to the deck. After much destruction, Godzilla dives into the water and initiates atomic breathing. I saw a purple light pouring into the sword body. The explosion instantly engulfed the entire warship. Godzilla rises from the smoke, although the body is broken. But his roar also foreshadowed his own victory. Watching Godzilla go away, the injured dog also fell into a coma. Then the 2 dogs woke up from the hospital, found out that Godzilla was headed for Tokyo. Dog 2 is very worried about this. However, the government has not announced this. We're not going to evacuate civilians. Original for Yan Qing. Dog 2 knows that they are powerless to stop them. Go home. Shalwi keeps asking for the truth. Maybe it's my conscience. Dog 2 confesses to being a deserter. Remember the scene on the island? The horror of Godzilla is still vivid in my mind. But Shalwi advised Ergo not to blame himself too much. Because surviving is the most important thing. Not long after, what the 2 dogs were worried about still happened. I saw Godzilla over the Seaguard ship, broke into Tokyo Bay without warning. But the defense team has already laid mines in the nearby waters. However, the power of these mines, it's like a tickle for Godzilla. Air defense sirens go off. The news of Godzilla's landing was also on the radio. Crowds began to flee the streets. Godzilla is also a lot bigger than before. Shalwi is taking the Shinkansen to work today. The train is running smoothly. Suddenly a carriage flew over. The driver immediately stepped on the brakes. When Xiao Wei looked out, Godzilla has arrived in the city. Under his ravages, the whole of Tokyo is shaking. I didn't think about the next second. Godzilla grabbed Xiao Hui's carriage. Unexpected. The train that was picked up was instantly torn apart. Shalwi also fell out of the carriage under the action of inertia. Luckily he grabbed the bar. This is how I saved my life. When Godzilla came to the lake, Shalwi seized the opportunity to fall into the water. And this huge unknown creature, it doesn't intimidate journalists. They're up in the buildings, they're up close. Under the trampling of Godzilla, buildings were instantly reduced to ruins. Just passing by, the building next to it was crashed into by the guest room. Godzilla continues to roam the city. And everywhere they went, people were running in terror. Shalwi, who was pushed by the crowd, was at a loss. Just then, the 2 dogs arrived in time to rescue him. I saw Godzilla flick his tail domineering. The surrounding houses collapsed in an instant. Critical juncture. The tanks launched a furious attack on Godzilla. When the smoke clears, Godzilla's rage is completely full. After accumulating some energy, Godzilla uses atomic breath. This move is really scary. The incredible destruction reduced the building to ashes in an instant. Seeing the shockwave coming, in order to save the 2 dogs next to him, Xiao Wei decisively pushed him aside. When the 2 dogs came to their senses, Tokyo is left in ruins, and Shalwi has disappeared without a trace. Watching Godzilla go away, 2 dogs can only howl and cry in grief and anger. And so Godzilla entered the public eye. This landing caused great damage to the Tokyo area, and Shalwi also died in this disaster. The 2 dogs were hit hard, but on the advice of the doctor, he soon joined the fight against Gus Law's civil society organization. During the meeting, the doctor offered his opinion. According to his understanding, Godzilla will not be attacked by common artillery etc. weapon damage, and it has strong repair ability. If you take advantage of the pressure of the ocean, it might surprise us. The doctor proposed 2 sets of proposals. When Godzilla leaned out and floated on the surface, they can stop it with cold coal bubbles. Godzilla's body touches the sea. Once successful, Godzilla will quickly sink to the bottom of the sea. In waters deeper than 1,500 meters, Godzilla won't be able to withstand that much water pressure. He will be torn to shreds by water pressure. Although Godzilla lives in the sea, but withstands 1,500 tons of water pressure in just 25 seconds. Even Godzilla shouldn't be able to take it. However, this plan may not be able to eliminate it. After all, Godzilla also has terrifying resilience. So he came up with a second plan. Utilize the latest developed inflatable equipment. They can take the brother who sank to the bottom of the sea. SLA quickly brings back to the surface. Even if Godzilla can withstand water pressure, but a huge decrease. Pressure is also very lethal, although success is not guaranteed. But now they have only such a countermeasure. However, to carry out such a mission is undoubtedly to die. No one here is willing to come forward. However, after some hesitation, Some people who are not afraid of death still come forward. To avenge the death of Shalwi, 2 dogs are willing to act as bait. Attract Godzilla to predetermined waters. Because he is a pilot, more flexible than ships. Under the contact of the doctor, 2 dogs soon had a fighter jet. However, the plane was hit by the instrument due to a malfunction. In order to repair the fighter jet as soon as possible, Ergo thought of his former captain. Through many inquiries and contacts, Ergo finally found the captain. But because of what happened back then, the captain has been brooding. After explaining the situation of Godzilla, the captain finally accepted Ergo's invitation. Very soon, a lot of manpower goes into the production of equipment. After a period of preparation, all the equipment to fight Godzilla is completed. According to the doctor's monitoring, he anticipated the path to Godzilla's landing. The best sniping can be carried out here. Inspired by the doctor, operators are ready to die. Modified by the captain. In addition to being equipped with machine guns, also carrying a bomb, 2 dogs make up their minds. To protect my daughter's future, even death. He wants to stop Godzilla too. Day 2. The monitoring team soon noticed changes in radiation values. Random. 2 ships. Start playing Godzilla's own voice. I hope to attract Godzilla in this way. Unexpectedly, a warship was thrown directly into port by Godzilla. Godzilla broke through the minefield and headed straight for the port. If you can't fight in the deep sea, then the previous plan is meaningless. Not long after, Godzilla goes ashore. The doctor let Ergo drive the fighter jet into the air urgently, and hope he can lead Godzilla back to the sea. To avenge Shalwi, the 2 dogs face the fear in their hearts. He's constantly harassing Godzilla with his fighter jet. Under his harassment, Godzilla was finally enraged by his success. Immediately after, Godzilla chases the fighter jet into the sea. On the other hand, the doctor and others are already ready in the designated sea area. They scrapped it. The warship stood in front of Godzilla, and used special signals to provoke Godzilla. And it worked. Godzilla resurfaces. Accumulated energy releases atomic breath. A dazzling light pierces the sky. And this was followed by a huge explosion. See this situation. The crew all backed out. But the doctor said, Godzilla's attack needs to cool down. Under the command of the captain, the operation went according to the original plan. The 2 ships soon surrounded. Go around in front of Godzilla. They put down the coal cooling device decisively. The last 2 ships quickly closed the net. And Godzilla's body is also tightly entangled. With the doctor's order, the moment the device starts, Godzilla quickly sank to the bottom of the sea. I thought Godzilla would die suddenly. However, the cable was soon broken. The doctor immediately initiates the backup plan. Inflatable airbags quickly bring Godzilla back to the surface. And the equipment on board was also destroyed by Godzilla. With the help of other ships, Godzilla was successfully dragged out of the water. Rapid decompression. It dealt a big blow to Godzilla. But Godzilla wasn't completely incapacitated. Now Godzilla is about to release the atom again. Critical moment. 2 dog driving fighter trail straight towards Godzilla. He ended up gagging Godzilla with a fighter jet. Under the explosion of the bomb, Godzilla's mouth was blown to pieces. As the energy erupts in the body, Godzilla died under its own atomic rays. Fortunately, 2 dogs successfully escaped through the ejection seat. The group finally returned in triumph. When the 2 dogs returned to the shore, the sister-in-law next door brought a telegram. He hurried to the hospital on the telegram. I didn't expect Shalwi to be still alive. End of story. Godzilla didn't die when he sank to the bottom of the sea. In the face of tenacious self-healing ability, it's only a matter of time before we recover. The film won 96th Academy Awards Best Visual Effects. Godzilla made several appearances. It creates a great sense of pressure. It's a decent popcorn movie.